If there is anything the Pokemon TCG loves, it's a good single prize deck. Seismitoad from the Black Bolt White Flair set satisfies its cravings for our single prize fans. Playing a 4/4/4 line of our Tympole, Palpitoad, and Seismitoad is not only acceptable in this deck, but kind of encouraged. Seismitoad makes its money with its round attack that does 70 damage times the number of your Pokemon in play that also have the round attack. This means that with one Seismitoad and a bench of 3 Tympole, this attack is doing 280 damage. Add Brave Bangle or Gravity Mountain, and this deck is taking one-hit KOs on 310s like Gardevoir EX. Add both, and now we're hitting up to 340, which covers every meta threat in the game right now. Now, why our 4/4/4 line is actually encouraged is because Seismitoad's pre-evolution forms all have the round attack, and for 2 colorless energy, they're very easy to power up. Palpitoad hits for 40 times and Tympole hits for 20 times. It means that Palpitoad can swing for 160 when unaltered, and Tympole can swing for up to 80 damage when unaltered. Holding this entire Titanic expedition together is a card that was also released in Black Bolt and White Flair. That card is Ignition Energy. Ignition Energy provides 3 colorless energy to a Pokemon as long as that Pokemon is an evolution Pokemon. It also carries the condition that this card is discarded at the end of the turn. This means that Seismitoad, Palpitoad, and Tympole can all attack for a single energy attachment. This enables Tympole to take KOs on pesky baby Pokemon like Badoo, Palpitoad to take KOs on middle evolutions before they have a chance to become EXs, or even just soften up some big EX Pokemon for Seismitoad to finish off on later turns. The entire line stays swinging. Now, to support this line, I've included a small but simple draw engine. We have Fezandipiti EX and Mew EX. We are playing 3 copies of Boss's Orders in order to more favorably align our 2/2/2 prize collection when possible. We play 2 copies of Arven to help us find our Brave Bengals as well as our A-Spec Precious Trolley, because being able to Precious Trolley on your first attacking turns mean that you're likely able to do a significant amount of damage on a big basic that your opponent will have in the active, or even KO their smaller support or unevolved attackers. Hilda helps us evolve up our line while searching our ever-important Ignition Energy, and Lana's aid works in late game to help us regather our Tympoles to ensure that we're continuously swinging for maximum damage. We are playing Mela and Crispin as ways to accelerate energy into play throughout the game to ensure that we have follow-up attackers as our toads continue to fall in battle. And that is the perfect segue into our energy counts as we play 4 fire, 4 water, and 4 ignition. This leaves energy in the deck for Crispin and makes it likely that you'll have a fire in the discard pile to enable Mela when needed. We play 4 Night Stretcher as our choice of item recovery, as well as 4 Buddy-Buddy Poffin. We are playing 4 Rare Candy, but I can see it being cut to tech for certain matchups. I don't hate playing 4, but I'm also not in love with it. Next, we play 4 Ultra Ball. This helps us get our fire energy into the discard pile for Mela while also building more Seismitoads in the back. We have 2 Brave Bangle and 2 Gravity Mountain to compensate for up to 380 HP KOs, and Gravity Mountain also serves as our stadium bump of choice in matchups where we would need one. That is the list. Now let me know what you guys would do differently in the comment section down below. Like the video if you stuck around to this point, and subscribe if you haven't already. Now, insert the gameplay. Hello, my name is Jonas Rex. I'm your captain of the 1912 Titanic swim team, and I am back in the live action portion of the video. And as you guys know, once you leave the script and you go to the live action remakes are a lot worse than people would like for them to be, unfortunately. But here we are, and we're going up against what looks like to be a lightning deck, and with Seismitoad, that means they are going to be hitting us for weakness, but hopefully we can hit them first. And that's not reassuring. If this is Miraidon, we might just be cooked. Now we're gonna see a little sneak peek. Okay, they might take a couple turns to set up. We might be able to get the jump on Iono's Kilowattrel, Iono's Belly Bolts, and the Voltorbs and the like. But we oh, awesome, Tympole, perfect. And a Seismitoad and a Rare Candy. All we're short here is some energies, and there's Miraidon, Zekrom, and Dynamo. So yeah, this is not looking very reassuring as the Mulligan did. The Mulligan looked a lot more reassuring than what we are looking at now. They're going to Miraidon out here, grab an Iron Hands and a Wattrel. Hopefully they just pass turn. I don't think that there's a way we can hit this Miraidon in the active for enough, but we can definitely hit that Dynamo or the Wattrel. We also draw Boss. Okay, so we drew the Ignition Energy, which is hilarious, but that's not going to get it done for us. All right, we're gonna get all these down here. I think in the name of draw power, we gotta get the Mew to the bench. We have the Night Stretcher, so I think we let the Dynamo die If they can get it with the Iron Hands on this next turn, so be it. They don't have any energy in play. But the goal is to Rare Candy, Seismitoad, Ignition Energy, KO, whatever 2-prize threat they have in the active. That is the idea here. So here comes down the Kilowattrel. Manual attach there, so that is helping us. What are they gonna do? Ultra Ball. They're gonna get, okay, so it's essentially they're manually attaching to the electric, the would-be electric, because that's what they're gonna go grab. Perfect. So it's gonna come back to the Iron Hands. I don't know what the last card in hand is. Flashing draw, does that draw you up to 6? Is that what that does? Oh yeah, no, that's a lot of cards, okay. Didn't really matter what the last card in hand is, but that's 1 energy on the Iron Hands right now. Jenny, miss. Just for my video, just miss. Okay, so they got another one. They're at 2. They need to get to 4. They only need to get to 3 to attack. If they decided to attack with just the 3, that would be fine for me as well. Because they'd only take 1 prize. And if they only took 1 prize, we would crack them back for 2. And we'd feel really good about that. We'd have the lead, their Iron Hands would be down. They'd have to charge up another one, which is not the most difficult thing to do with 2 electric, but it is a thing. It's still a thing that they would have to do. Okay, cool. So we're actually gonna crack this Miraidon in the active. First and foremost, that's exactly what we're getting to. Seismitoad, we're gonna need to draw 2 prizes off of this, and we're going to need to find other cards very soon. But we're gonna enjoy the early lead that we're about to get here. Bang, smack him right in the face. We'll take 2 out of nowhere. That's another Ignition Energy. Awesome. We have another Rare Candy, so when this Seismitoad goes down, we can get the Tympole plus the Seismitoad back off of both of these stretchers. Ignition Energy, smack the piss out of this Iron Hands as well. This only goes to the bench, if I'm not mistaken, so they might have misplayed here. Yep. Unless they have a way to move it. Let's go into the Zeraora. That thing can snipe our Fezandipiti. I'm not seeing a Latias EX anywhere here though, so they might just have to take, the arm press for 1 prize. That is high value for us. High value for us. All right, so what we do here, just like we drew it up in practice, boys, we go stretcher, we grab a Tympole for the damage, we go stretcher, we grab a Seismitoad back, bang, get that down, we Rare Candy onto the active, slap an Ignition Energy on this bad boy. Arven, what do we need from this? We could take another Rare Candy, because why not? And we can take a Night, oh no, we have to take the Bangle. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Something died last turn. Let's go ahead and Fez, see if we can get some Palpitoads in play. That would be awesome. That is an energy. That is an energy. That is a boss. There are tons of plays we have going onto the following turn, but we are up big and they have a lot of 2-prizers on this board. So even though they're going to be hitting us for weakness, it really doesn't matter, but because we're a 1-prize deck, most of the time they're 1-hit KOing us anyways. So I'm just searching for 1 more Ignition Energy. What did I grab? I grabbed the Rare Candy off the Arven. Okay, so we just need, that boy can retreat. This Zeraora is a problem, but we have boss. So there are pieces here. There are pieces. They're going to KO something. We're going to get 3 more pieces. And I'm hoping that one of those pieces is an Ignition Energy. Hilda would also do here. We get rid of the Zeraora. They don't have a ton of energy in play. They're going to have 2 on the Zekrom. Zekrom hitting for a large amount doesn't really bother us because, again, single prize deck. Everything was dying anyways. Okay, getting rid of our Fez does hurt, but he loses all of his energy. So if we can boss around that and find a way to these last prizes, we're chilling. Well, there's the Ignition Energy. So I do believe, sir, that is the ball game. It was a pleasure having you here. Until next time, remember that Seismitoad don't give a crap about weakness. Well, there was a deck in its exact environment that it will need to thrive. You do want to be going against double prize Pokemon, and it helps if they're basic so you can start cracking them early. Hitting the Miraidon first, then the Iron Hands, then the Zekrom made this really easy. The Iron Hands, I believe they misplayed. They probably could have taken an extra prize, but even with an extra prize, we still win that matchup based off of the prize trade that I was presented. So I like the way we looked. Hopefully you guys like the way we looked. If you guys play this deck any differently, please go ahead and let me know down in the comment section below. Rate my gameplay on a scale from, 8 to 10 so I can feel good about myself. Just kidding. Go ahead, go hit me on the scale from 1 to 10. Let me know how good or bad it was. And let me know what you guys would have done differently at any point in the game. I love to learn how I can better myself going into future matchups. And until next time, I am your captain of the 1912 Titanic swim team. My name is Jonas Rex, and I am signing out.